What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. To focus in on Torey Krug breaking his finger and having to miss the next 2 to 3 weeks for the Boston Bruins. Definitely a big blow to a team and a blue line that's already without Daniel Chara. They called up Morrow today. Hopefully he gets to come in tomorrow night against Buffalo. But just a tough blow. And I know I'm a bigger Torey Krug fan than most people. I think he's a very good offensive defenseman. Really doesn't get the credit he deserves for his all-around game. Despite being one of the smaller guys in the league, but I think he's a valuable component of that blue line. I mean, you look at him and Chara, the two best defensemen on the power play. I know Chara usually plays down low, but you catch my drift. Not having anyone in the lineup is a huge blow to the team, and something that they got to figure out a way to bounce back from. This isn't a team that's playing great hockey, losing a tough one to the Minnesota Wild. They take one step forward and two steps back seemingly every single week, and it's tough. They got a big one tomorrow night in Buffalo against a struggling / bad Buffalo Sabres team. After that they got Ottawa at home, Florida at home, Edmonton at home, Jersey at home, then Toronto, Montreal, Carolina. That's the next 2.5 weeks. Realistically here, they're all winnable games. I mean, I think every night in the league, every time you take the ice, your game's winnable. But especially with the exception of Montreal, they should be able to beat all those teams rather easily. But that's why I got to play the games, and maybe you get Krug back, for the Montreal game. That gives them 2 weeks almost to the day. Gives you 15 days for the Montreal game. Worst case, the matinee game against Carolina on November 15th. Even if it goes longer, then they got after that, they got that stretch of games. Then they get St. Louis, Columbus, Montreal, and Pittsburgh in between the 18th and 24th of November. That's a murderer's row of games right there. And, they're going to have to be up to the challenge, because Chara still likely won't be back by that point. And, getting Krug back will be, a step in the right direction. But, the Trotmans and the Warsawskis and the Morrows of the world get to step up, as do the guys that are already on the blue line. And I talked about it when Chara went down. You don't replace him. One player doesn't replace him. Everyone has to step up and buy into the system. Dougie Hamilton, Dennis Seidenberg got to start doing more. I think Dougie's looked good. Seidenberg's kind of struggled this season, 1 point in 11 games. Not exactly looking, like the number 2 defenseman he's supposed to be. But, he's going to be seeing a definite expansion next time. Matt Bartowski has to look better. He's looked atrocious. And a team that's already without Kevin Miller, who's, a pretty good physical thumper back there. So the team isn't, the blue line isn't what they want it to be. But, if they can start figuring it out, that'd be great. But, if they can keep their head above water, by the time Chara and Krug come back, they should. The good thing with the Bruins is that they're in the East. If they were in the West, I'd already be writing the season off. But I think they can make some noise. They're having a rough start to the season, and I think if they keep doing the right thing and just keep their head above water again for the next 4 to 5 weeks, they got some winnable games in there. Take care of business, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. By the time Chara and by the time the blue line's back the way it should be, they should be in good shape, because younger guys will have more of a baptism by fire, and they'll be ready for more challenges going into the December portion of the schedule. But November is going to be kind of a bumpy ride, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Boston Bruins losing Torey Krug for 2 to 3 weeks. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.